Welcome to computer science class. In the last video we discussed about classes and object, how to defining a class, then how to declare a class. The declaration of the class itself is a creation of object. In this video we discuss array as a member of class. Array as a member of class. We know that array is a homogeneous collection of elements. All elements share the same name and same data type, where class members are the member data and member functions. Member data and member function together called class members. Like other data members, array is also declared as one of the class member. Array is also declared as one of the class members, where member data are the variables. Those are declared inside the class definition. Similarly, the arrays are also declared inside the class definition. Those are called array as a member of class. See the example. The class definition begins with a keyword class, then followed by class name. Here class name is a user defined name. It is a user defined name. Then class have three types of access specifiers, that is private, protected and public. Private, protected and public. But arrays are always a private members. Say here integer of a of 20, then integer of x. Under public section we define the member function, that is void input, void display. Then close the class is terminated. Here the array integer of a of 20, it is a one dimensional array. Because array have only one index value, hence it is a one dimensional array. Here we declare a array inside the class definition. Hence array is a one of the member of class, because class is declared under private section. So arrays are always a private in class. So here example is array as a one of the member. Then likewise, so we have to access the array members. These arrays are accessed by the member function input, then also it is accessed by the member function display. This is the example for array as a one of the class member. Let's discuss array of objects. Array have class type elements are called array of an object. Array have class type elements. Array have class type elements, that is called array of objects. Here the array of objects are declared after the class definition. These are declared after the class definition. Like any other array declaration, here also array of an objects are declared. For example, consider the same example, class sample. Here under private section we declare integer of a, b. Then under public section void get data, void put data. And close the class definition. This is the defining a class. Here array of an object means array have class type elements. Array have class type elements. Then these are declared after the class definition. These are declared after the class definition like any other array declaration. Here the name of the class is sample. Name of the class is sample. Then we declare an object of 20. After that we end the statement using semicolon. Say here sample is a class name, then we have to create a object obj, then 20. Say here object have 20 elements. Object have 20 elements. Here all 20 elements share the same data type. That is, the first one is object of 0. Object of 0. Next one is object of 1. Next one is object of 2. Next one is object of 3. So on up to object of 19. So this is the array. Then each element reserves the memory for AB. Here also there is a memory for A, then memory for the B. Similarly, object of 1 also have memory A, then memory for the B, so on. Each object reserves the memory for data members. Hence, it is a array have class type elements. Here elements are AB. Then these AB or the member data are reserved in each object. All objects are uniquely identified. Then to access the memory location of A that is present inside the object 0, then we access object of 0 dot A. Object of 0 dot A. Then to access a B value that is present in the object of 3, that is fourth object, then we write object of 3 dot B, where object 3 is a name of the object, dot is a member access operator, B is a member data. All member data are uniquely stored in each object. That is the concept of array of object. That is, array have class type elements. Array have class type elements. Let's discuss the same concept with the program. Here we consider a program to read two subject marks. Then we have to calculate the average of those marks. Then this is for the 3 students. Say all programs are begins with include statements. Here we write hash include IO stream dot h. Then second one is hash include con IO dot h. Here con IO stands for console input, IO stream stands for input output streams. Then class sample. The name is sample. Under private section, declare integer of MAT, then science. These are the 2 subjects. Then under float, average. The problem definition is to read 2 subject marks, then calculate the average of those for the 3 students. So then under public section, void get data, void find, void put data. Okay, here there is a 3 functions. One is get data, find, put data. The get data function is used to read a input for the two subjects. Then find is used to calculate average. Then put data is used to display the average. Then close the class. Here get data, find, put data. Get data, find, put data are the 3 member functions. These member functions are not defined, only declared inside the class. these functions are must be defined outside the class definition because these are in abstract form. In the last video, we discussed how to define a function. There is two methods to define a function. The first one is inside the class definition. Second one is outside the class definition. If the functions are compact, we are defined inside the class. If the functions have large number of statements, then if it is complex, then we define outside the class definition. But in this example, in this program, we declare get data, find, put data only we declare inside the class. So we must define outside the class definition. To define the function outside the class definition, it begins with return type specifier. Here return type specifier is void, then membership label, that is the class name, sample, scope resolution operator. It helps to access a member function outside the class. The name of the function is get data. Then argument, but there is no argument. This is the function header. In a program, the function headers are not terminated. See, but while declaring, we terminate the function header. But in defining, the function headers are not terminated. This function is used for reading a marks for maths and science. For that, write the output statement, cout, enter two subject marks. Enter two subject marks. To read, CN, extraction, MAT, then second one is science. Close the function. This is the end of get data. After reading the value for maths and science, we have to calculate the average, that is using a function find. Again, find is declared under class, so defined outside the class. Begins with return type specifier, void, then membership label, that is the class name. Here it is sample, scope resolution operator, name of the function is find. Do not have any arguments. So to calculate the average, here we use AVG, variable name is AVG which is equal to maths, MAT is our variable, plus science, then 2.0, where 2.0 is a constant. Why it is 2.0? Because here we divide integer by constant, it returns an integer value, hence we change integer to floating here by 2.0 by writing 2.0. Then integer by float returns the floating value. The data type of the average is also float. Then close the function. Then last one is void sample scope resolution put data. So here we display the average variable. To display the average variable, cout average is variable AVG. Close the function. So here we declare three functions: get data, find and put data. After that, we have to call the functions because these are not run independently. Class is only an template. We have to create an object. Using object, we call all the function one after the another. To create an object, we shall start main. Inside that, the concept is we have to use the array of an object. So the class name is sample, then object of 3. Here we create a object for the 3 students, hence object of 3. To read the value for the array, we use for statement. Here also we use for statement to read and print the values. So for that, declare integer of I. Inside the for loop, we call the functions. for I equals 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. Constantly here we use I because the problem statement itself is writing a program for 3 students to find average of 2 subjects. So directly we use 3. Then inside that call the functions using object of I dot get data, then object of I dot find, then object of I dot put data. Close the for, get ch, close the main function. This is an example for array of objects. See here, first we declare a class sample. The name of the class is sample. Under that we declare 2 variables, math, science under integer, then one more variable member data under float, so that is average. Then we declare 3 member functions under the public section. So here member functions are in abstract form, hence we have to declare a member function outside the class definition. The first one is get data. Using this we read the value for maths and science. In a member function find, we calculate the average of maths and science. After that here we print the data using function put data. The concept of array of object is in this line. See the line. Here we create a array of object. The basic condition is to create a array of an object, this is must be declared after the class definition. See, first we define all the class and class definitions. After that we create a object using a class name sample. Then it is same as array. Hence to read the value for the array we use for loop. Here also we use a for loop. Then using object we call the functions. Here we use I equals 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. Constantly we use 3 because the program is for 3 students. Object of I, initially the I value begins with 0, hence object of 0 dot get data, we read the value for first student. At the same time we to find the average, at the same time we display the average. Again I value is incremented, we call the second student, again we read the value for maths and science, then find the average, then output the average. Again I value is incremented, it becomes 2, read the value for maths and science, find the average and display the average. When it becomes 3, the for loop is terminates. So here is a concept, object as a function argument. The functions also use objects are the arguments. Because objects are also variable of the class type. Here arguments are the variables present in function header. In a function header we also use object as the arguments. In a function header, arguments are declared independently. All arguments are declared independently. Here objects are also declared independently if they share the same data type. To call the function, we use 2 methods. First one is we call the function by passing the value. Then second one is we call the function by passing the reference. The first one is also called call by value, second one is also called call by reference. In a first method, that is in pass by value method, we send the copy of object to function. Hence, if we made any corrections on the object, original object, that is not affects on the function argument. That is formal arguments. Then in a pass by reference method, we send the address of objects to the arguments. That is send the address to the function. If we made any corrections on the arguments present in the function header, that is present in the function header, that is directly affects on the original objects. There is a 2 types of objects. One is original objects, then another one is arguments present in the function header. So if the we send the copy of original to the function, copy of original to the function. If you made any corrections on the function, that is not affects on the original objects. In the second one, we send the addresses to the function. If you send addresses to the function, then if you made any corrections on the function, that is affects on the arguments. Then the pass by reference method is the most effective method. Pass by reference is the most efficient, most effective methods. Let's discuss the same concept with the program. How to pass the values to the object that is present in the function header. Okay, the program begins with include statements. Then class, here class name is distance. The class name is distance. Under private section, under integer data type, we declare feet and inches. These are the two member data. Then under public section, we declare void get data. It is a member function. Here member function is declared inside the class definition. So it is a inline function. So cout enter distance. Enter distance. Cin extraction feet extraction inches. Close the get data. After that, void find. Here we use the object distance ob1 comma distance ob2. Here distance ob1 and distance ob2 are the arguments. These are the arguments present in the function header. Then here arguments uses the call by reference method. In this function, here we add the two distances. Before that, we initialize feet equals 0. Then we have to add the inches. So inches equals we call object 1 dot inches plus object 2 dot inches. See how to call the member data. See, member data are only accessed through objects. Object 1 dot inches plus object 2 dot inches. After that, we have to verify if the inches is greater than 12. If inches is greater than or equal to 12, if it is greater than or equal to 12, then inches which is equal to inches minus 12. We have to reduce the 12 inches from the given inches. Then at the same time, feet plus. We have to increase the feet. Next, call the feet which is equal to feet plus object 1 dot feet plus object 2 dot feet. Object 1 dot feet plus object 2 dot feet. Then close the find function. Finally, display void display. Cout feet is variable feet end line. Then inches inches, variable name inches. Close the function. Then we have to write the main program. Void main. The main program we create three objects for the class distance. obj1, obj2, then obj3. obj1, obj2, obj3 are the three objects. CLR, SCR to clear screen. Next we call the function obj1 dot get data, then obj2 dot get data. See the calling. First we call the same function using object 1, then we call the same function using object 2, then we pass these two objects as the argument for the function find. So how to call? Using third object 3 dot find, but find have the object as an argument, hence here we pass two objects, object 1 comma object 2. Object 1 comma object 2. See the calling of the object as an argument. Here we pass the values to the objects. Then after that we call the function display, then get ch, close the main program. This is the example for objects as a argument. See the function. In this function we use object as an argument. The data type of an argument is class name. Data type of an object is class name. To pass the value for the argument objects, see the main function. In the main function we pass two objects. These values are assigned to the arguments. Just trace the program. First we create three objects, object 1, object 2 and object 3. First we call the function get data using object 1. It reads the value for feet and inches. Then again we call the same function using object 2. So again we read the value for feet and inches. After that we have to pass object 1 and object 2 as a function argument. See the function arguments. Then in that we initialize the feet, at the same time we add inches, then we verify if the inches is greater than or equal to 12. If it is greater than 12, then we reduce to 12. Then at the same time we increase the feet. Finally we calculate find the feet by adding object 1 dot feet plus object 2 dot feet. If it is inches greater than 12, the feet values increases, that is also here we added. Finally call the find function using object 3 by passing object 1 and object 2. Then at the same time we also call the display using object 3. See the statement, object 3 dot display. First we call the get data using object 1, object 2, then we call the find function using object 3, then we call the function display using object 3. So the display function display the addition of two distances. It adds two distances if the distance have feet and inches. Then the last concept is difference between structure and class, because structure is also user defined data type, class is also user defined data type. The major difference between structure and class is the structure begins with a keyword struct, then classes are begins with a keyword class. Then in structure all structure members are public, but in a class there is a access specifiers. Then access specifiers are private, protected and public. These are the two differences between structure and classes. In this chapter we discuss classes and objects, definition of classes and object, how to define a class, how to declare a class, then how to access a member functions, outside the class definition, Using scope resolution operator, we have to access the class members. Here class members are the data member and member function, or member data, member function, together we call it as class members. Then also discussed how to define a member function. There is a two methods to define a member function. The first one is inside the class definition, the second one is outside the class definition. If it is inside, it is same as function, normal function, then it is also called inline function. If we define a member function outside the class, then we use class name along with the scope resolution operator. Only we changes in the function header, remaining part is same. Next we discuss array of an object, array as a class member, then object as a member function. Object as a member function. Objects are the arguments of an function. Objects are arguments of the function. Then difference between structure and classes. Thank you.